As mothers, we look to Mother's Day for both celebration and validation. But if you're anything like me, your Mother's Days have been something of a crapshoot. When your kids are little, you enter this blissful period when some elementary or Sunday school teacher makes sure you get heartwarming presents, like a macaroni necklace, or earrings made with clips glued to shellacked pieces of red and white striped peppermints, or the all-time favorite of every mother, a set of your child's handprints, traced with crayon on colored construction paper, or better yet, pressed into a little flat block of plaster of Paris. When you get these kind of gifts, you hug your kids and say, "Oh, thank you," and you really mean it. Obviously, these kids are going to grow up to be phenomenal people. But after about third grade, you hit a lean period. and then all you get is whatever they're selling at the checkout counter at Walgreens. Now, during this phase, I racked up such goodies as a bathroom trash can and toilet brush with a big satin bow, a Thigh-Meister, a lifetime supply of bubble bath, and a chia pet. Of course, you hug and thank your kids for these sketchy gifts, but you secretly begin to worry that you may not be raising Nobel laureates after all. But for all the ups and downs, I've had 2 Mother's Days that were off the chain. The first was when my younger son was 10. He decided to skip Walgreens and buy me a dress. He looked in my closet to find my dress size and then enlisted his father to take him shopping at Macy's. And he brought me the prettiest little prom dress you'd ever want to see. It was pink and shiny with big puffy sleeves, a plunging back, low-cut front, and a split up the thigh. And I was thrilled. I knew that this was something a 10-year-old boy thought I would look pretty in. And when I posed for pictures with my son in my prom dress, I did feel pretty. A cross between a showgirl and a princess. Plus, my older son had bought me matching jewelry. Clearly, I was raising loving, thoughtful sons who might, after all, grow up to win Nobel Prizes. My best ever Mother's Day occurred in 1999. Both sons were in their 20s, had finished college, and were living in their own apartments. I was going through a divorce and was feeling not only loss and hurt, but deep concern about the effects on my sons and on our relationships. A few days ahead, my older son came by the house and asked me what I would like to do for Mother's Day. He said, "I was thinking of doing something special, like driving up the coast to Santa Barbara." I was stunned. I love Santa Barbara. I considered for a moment that a noble mother would say, "Oh, you don't have to go to any trouble." But my bruised heart overcame my sense of maternal sacrifice. A day with my sons would mean a lot to me. So pushing my luck, I said, "If you're up for it, how about taking me to see the pandas at the San Diego Zoo?" My son knew that pandas are among my favorite things. And even after I explained that a successful visit to the zoo required leaving Los Angeles at 6 a.m., my son said, "San Diego it is. I'll tell Danny." I was so excited about the trip that I almost couldn't sleep the night before. Well, I say excited, but frankly, I was anxious that my sons would oversleep. or call me in the morning to cancel, or that they would be bored and therefore regret spending a whole day with Mom and resent me for making them do it. But wonder of wonders, my sons arrived to pick me up at exactly 5:45 a.m. Now, they were both sleepy. Okay, the night before having been Saturday, let's say hungover, but they were ready to hit the road. And from the moment I got in the back seat of the car with my oldest driving and my youngest riding shotgun, that day just kept getting better. On the drive to San Diego, they tuned the radio to an oldies station without me saying anything about the evils of contemporary rap. Once at the zoo, they paid my way in, and they let me spend as much time as I wanted just standing around watching the pandas. Same at the gorilla enclosures, the lion's den, and the meerkat encampments. There was no pressure to see the whole zoo. We just dawdled and strolled. They told jokes and laughed at mine. At one point, my younger son told one of the zookeepers that I was the ambassador of Burundi. And that he and his brother, who were both big guys, were my bodyguards. So we all instantly entered into our roles and carried on a dialogue with the zookeeper about how nice we were finding our visit to an American zoo. They bought me a burger and fries and fresh squeezed lemonade for lunch, and later bought me a panda t-shirt, a giant stuffed panda, and a panda kaleidoscope. They carried my packages, and never once the whole day did they sigh or frown or ask if I was ready to go home yet. I have never felt more peaceful and alive than I did that day. I remember the sights and sounds and smells, the vivid pink of the flamingos, the chatter of the monkeys, the musky smell of the elephants. But mostly, I remember the presence of my sons. When they weren't looking, I stole long glances at them. They had grown up to be handsome and strong, and they were indeed grown. I could spend a day with them without having to be the one to plan and protect and teach and entertain. I didn't even have to pay for everything. On the drive home, I got to stretch out on the back seat, clutching my stuffed panda. As I drifted off to sleep, I knew that while I was far from perfect, I was still loved and appreciated as a mother. I knew that I liked as well as loved my sons. And I understood what the Bible means when it says, God will perfect that which concerns you. That day, that perfect Mother's Day, I felt truly blessed to be a mom. It's pretty much like winning a Nobel Prize.